if you ask them a question, you get a straight answer. Right now, you get the answer. And it's well thought out, it's a very human answer, and he's also a guy that you would say, gee, I think I'd like to sit down and have supper with him. I'd like to talk with him a little bit. And he'd be one of those type of people. It's Lombardi and him, two different personalities, but I think they're bringing the same qualities of leadership and character to whatever they are involved doing at the present time. I'm sure if Lombardi was out in the business world, he'd be probably an equal success of what he was in football, probably. You know? So it's, and I think Campbell has that particular characteristic, you know.
Great. Jack, do we have any?
Coach, as always, it's been incredible, and the McGuire Foundation is a great honoree, and the golf outing will be very, very successful, and we just love everybody to go to the McGuireFoundation.org and learn more about how they can help high school coaches and help in our communities with making student athletes better people, student musicians, you know, any type of activities that affect young people in our schools.
Whatever the activity, that type of is something that I think is out there for everyone to do. And everyone has to be told that. A lot of times they, I know after I heard the orchestra, and they have about 5 music instructors here at the prep, and I got a chance to talk to several of them after, and I went up and congratulated them, those that I got to see so far, about how well they instructed those youngsters. You see, I could see that the kids just performed beautifully, and then they played in with the kids. And it was just, I think, just a great feeling that evening. And I think if we were doing that, probably in everything in our extracurricular areas, I think we would just go back and tell people, just as the people, that you folks here giving up day to spend some time talking with a high school person, that it's so important, one, to keep encouraging me to do the things, and also that you see the importance of it, you see, and we tell people that. You see, this is terrific. You're doing what you're doing. What you do, Jack, I don't know where you get this statistic. I mean, Jack is incredible. And he's...
they broke the mold.
They really did. The other night, the other morning, I got out of bed at 7:30. I was in the shower. And my wife says, Vince, it's Jack on the phone. I says, give me the phone. I said, here I am, getting out of the shower with the towel and speaking to Jack. But I enjoy it because he brings so much to the table. He really does. There's very few people that bring what Jack brings to the table. You can see it in his own children's success. You can see it in his business success. You can see it in his encouragement to myself and the people at St. Francis. So that I don't suggest you let him know that you're available at 7 o'clock in the morning for the shower. But I think that particular type of thing, he carries that enthusiasm there and honesty. You get a straight answer from Jack, you know, and I've always found him correct.
Couple things, Coach. Jack Schneider, we're trying to control his enthusiasm for Allen & Company for the golf outing. He wants to take all the foursome, so I'm trying to hold him back. So I just want you to know what Jack.
Jack Schneider, there's another manager that did rather well, I would say, in the business world. But it was important for him and a young man like Michael that they were the managers of teams. They were the guys that were picking up the footballs and putting them in a bag or carrying them to a game or whatever. And they're outstanding executives today and very successful. So there are places within all teams where people can participate to something, and to them that was important. They were on the team. The manager was on the team. That's it's so important. We forget that sometimes, that all of these positions within an organization, within a group of people, is important. There are places there, you know, and whatever it is, you pick up something and just do it.
One other thing too, Coach, what I'm blown away by is you told me you have 150 boys in the football program.
We have a part. Generally, the boys come into the school at maybe, let's say, 50 boys on the team approximately. And then some boys don't go out for the sport in the freshman year. They're fearful, or their parents are fearful. Don't play football, you get hurt. Or do this, play another sport, you won't get hurt. Or someone just didn't get the word to the youngster. Somewhere it was missed. There's a communication gap. The kid didn't know what day the practice was there. He didn't report for the uniform. And so you may have, last year I think we had 55 on the JV. and we had about 64, 65 on the varsity. If I had enough uniforms, I'd dress more, but one of our opponents did a great job, St. Anthony's, that put about 90 kids out there. And I think that's great, depending on how it's handled. But in our own situation, we add up to about 150. I believe also I'm bringing more kids on the team with the full knowledge that in some games they're not going to play. The competition is so keen they can't play. But there may be some games, just a few plays within a game, they may get in a few plays, and that may do an awful lot for that youngster.
Coach, May 13th, we have Bob Berthold, probably the world's premier psychologist, sports psychologist, Jamie Dixon, the head basketball coach at Pittsburgh, coming to Madison Square Garden. They're so excited to be there. We have a couple coaches, Coach Cazzarella, Coach Moore from Mount Vernon, who are going to be on our panel to ask questions along with these illustrious coaches. As you know, we've had Bobby Knight, we've had Coach Belichick, we've had some knockout coaches there. We're so excited to have all the coaches. We know we're probably going to have 600 standing room only.
I'll be there.
Good. We're going to keep your front seat for you. But Coach, thanks again for giving up your time today and spending all this time. And if anybody else, like I said, wants to find out more about what we're trying to do, please go to our website, McGuireFoundation.org. And Jack and the coach and Brian and Brian O'Hagan, our film man, and Chris Godomsky, our official writer and website person who's done so much for the foundation. We all can't thank you enough for all that you've done.
You're most welcome. As I say, I've always been treated with the most respect. I've always learned. I always feel appreciated in terms of being a high school coach. You know, and I also felt that the people there really believed what they were doing was important. And they make the people, the high school folks, they make them feel that it's most important to them, that what they're doing is very important for young people and for other professionals or people from lay organizations. And we need more McGuire Foundations. I'm going to advertise it in every city.
Absolutely.
You see? Because what you're doing is so important. We don't have enough of them by any stretch. We don't have. I'm hoping that President Obama sees the needs and helps the interscholastic programs in the United States, because there's, and I don't mean just for athletics, but all extracurricular activities. So much from elementary school up. There's so much to be done, and it can have a serious impact positively on the country. And I'm hoping that he goes in that direction.